Mikey, you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, just letting you know I have to do something at 7 o'clock.
Uh,
So let's try not to make it a whole hour.
I got you.
Okay. Welcome to episode 194 of the Hurricane Mike Show, where we'll be going over a lot of stuff about these New Orleans Saints and LSU and Pelicans. But, Dad, did you hear the news earlier?
I don't know. Tell me.
Atlanta done fired Kirk Cousins after giving that boy the baggiest bag he's ever seen in his life. Because why, Dad?
Because the Atlanta Falcons suck. And who's going to be their quarterback?
Helen Keller.
Cool.
Yeah. Now let's go over some details. I don't want to actually we're going to gloss over that. The first thing we're going to go over. What will the Saints do if Demario Davis leaves in free agency? Now, I'm sure a lot of y'all know Demario Davis is currently a free agent as he has not been extended by the Saints. So, Dad, if he was to leave, what would you do at the linebacker position?
I definitely think you need to bring some people in, whether it's through the draft or in free agency. I don't know what's out there, really. I haven't studied up on it yet. But, yeah, you're definitely going to have to make a move. I know we have some young, hungry guys in the building already, but are they ready for prime time? Are they ready to be a centerpiece on a championship defense? I don't know about that, but we'll see.
Yeah. Kai the Great's in the chat saying, nephew Mike and brother Juan, what's good, fellas? What's good, Kai? How you doing? I heard, what was it? You got over 200 subs? Congratulations, man. But yeah, welcome to the chat. Yeah, look, what will the Saints do if DeMario leaves? I think it's pretty simple. The linebacking free agent mark, I heard a lot of rumors that the Saints could sign or could bring back former Saint Caden Ellis. I heard some rumors about that. Which wouldn't be a bad decision, but I think if I was Saints, I would draft a hungry young buck as well. I understand the linebacker room will not have that much experience, but DeMario is great, don't get me wrong. But if we draft a young linebacker, then guess what? They could also be another Demario Davis years down the line. So, but if you sign a linebacker for 2 years, then they're going to leave anyway. So yeah, I would probably attack the draft with that. Next question. As I'm sure a lot of y'all know, the franchise tag window has opened up. So, should the Saints franchise tag cornerback Alontae Taylor, and does it make sense to do it? Because it would give him $21 million. Does that make sense to you?
It makes sense to keep Alontae Taylor in the building. I think he's our best DB on the team. He makes a lot of plays, in the passing game, in the running game, and also getting after the quarterback. So I think he definitely earned his money. And if you can't come to a long-term agreement, you got to use that tag on him. That's the reason this tag was created in the first place. Sometimes you don't need to use a tag at all. But sometimes you got those players that you need to keep in the building. And he's one of them.
What's good, Fritz? Shout out. Well, salute to you as well, man. I was on the show, I think, either last week or the week before that, talking about some Pelicans basketball, which we will get to later in the show as well. But shout out to Fritz. Go subscribe to him on the NBA Economy Show. He does great things. But yeah, with Alontae Taylor, right, he obviously finished his rookie deal. He was not a first-round pick, so you don't get the leverage of using his fifth-year option because he was a second-round pick, not a first-round pick. Now, I do think it does make sense because I know a lot of people just say get the deal done right away. Well, sometimes it takes time. And Alontae Taylor, from what he said, he wants to be here. So I don't think ego is going to get in the way of him Like, because $21 million is still good money for a year, and the Saints have until July to come up with a new deal for Alante. So, I mean, just because you tag a guy don't mean that they're playing only for one more year. Like, you can tag guys and then sign them to a longer extension down the line. So, I think with Alante Taylor, I think it does make sense to tag him if you can't come to an agreement. Obviously, if you can come up with an agreement, that's better. But franchise tagging him would not be the end of the world. All right. Now let's talk about some Saints rumors that could shake things up in NFL free agency. Now let's start with something that a lot of people might not want to hear, but something that people will need to hear because it could happen. Cutting Alvin Kamara. Now let's look at the facts. He has an expensive cap hit at $18.6 million. His production has declined. He wants to retire in New Orleans. Saints need to clear cap space. The rushing offense needs to improve. Now, NFL.com said this about Alvin Kamara being a cut candidate. Arguably the offensive face of the franchise since Drew Brees retired, Kamara may have reached the end of his tenure in New Orleans. The 30-year-old running back had easily the least productive season of his career in 2025, totaling career lows in rushing yards with 471, receiving yards with 186, and scrimmage touchdowns with 1. And yards per touch with 4. He also posted career lows in explosive run rate, which was only at a 7.6%, and missed tackle rate, which was only at 20.6%, according to Next Gen Stats. So I have a question for you, Dad. What will the Saints do with Kamara? Will they keep him or will they cut him?
All those stats you're mentioning that are at a career low, you know, they don't mention that we had like a whole mass unit as an offensive line last year. I mean, there was no consistency. Everybody was in and out the lineup with little injuries here, little injuries there. We had a couple major injuries. So that's always going to make your running game inconsistent. I mean, for Kamara himself, I think give him one more year. I think he can still do it if he can stay healthy, if that offensive line can stay healthy. And we have a couple good young running backs in the running back room now. So bring Kamara back, let him be that leader. And, you know, who knows, maybe he catch lightning in a bottle and he has one of those, you know, comeback player of the year type of seasons. So I think definitely if you can keep him for the right price. I mean, I don't know what his contract situation is. I think he's still in the contract, actually. I think keep him in the building and let him help develop these young running backs. What you say?
Look, I love Kamara, but I'm actually going to be on the other side of that coin. I would actually cut him, and here's why. It frees up almost $20 million, and I just can't justify paying. And I understand the offensive line. I understand that. But when we saw Kamara play, and when we saw guys like Kendrick Miller play when he was healthy, I know he got hurt. Kendrick had some explosive runs. Devin Neal showed something. Audric Estime had almost 100 yards one game. Like, we're seeing the potential out of these young guys. And I'm sorry, but bringing back Kamara would mean, because you're not gonna bring back Kamara just to have him sit on the sidelines if he's healthy. That's not gonna happen. So that means the younger guys won't get, especially if you bring somebody else in, it won't give the it won't give the time that they need on the field. So look, I love Kamara, but I think his time in New Orleans is done. I don't think we're ever gonna see prime Kamara again. Now look, if I'm wrong, I would love to be wrong. Just like I was wrong about Tyler Shuck, just like I was wrong about a lot of people. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna say I'm wrong. So yeah. Now last 4 years of Alvin Kamara's career. 2022, he played in 15 games where he had 223 carries, 897 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 yards a carry. Let's see. Kai said we got to ride with AK for another year and draft Jeremiah Love in our running back group. Going to be back in full force. Look, like if the Saints bring back Kamara, I won't be mad about it. Don't get me wrong, but it's like I just don't know if I can justify paying Kamara $20 million anymore. That's my side of the thing, but you know. Let's see. 2023, he played in 13 games, had 180 carries, 694 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3.9 yards a carry. In 2024, Kamara played in 14 games where he had 228 carries, 950 yards, 6 touchdowns, 4.2 yards a carry. And in 2025, he played in 11 games where he had 131 carries, 471 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3.6 yards a carry. Now, if we look at the rushing offense as a whole in 2025, in rush play percentage, the Saints have 40.5%, which is 28th in the league. Yards per rush, they average at 3.7, which is 31st in the league. Rushes per game, 25.6, which was 23rd in the league. Rush yards per game, 94.3, 28th in the league. Rushing touchdowns per game, 0.5, which was 29th in the league. So, yeah. Now, like I said, Kamara's cap hit, $18.57 million. If we cut him before June 1st, frees up $359,529. And if we cut him after June 1st, it'll be $8.50 million. Now, NFL.com also said this about Kamara. The Saints likely haven't found their future at the position yet. Audric Estime, Kendre Miller, nor Devin Neal really fit the bill. But with a cap hit of $18.6 million, their vision probably shouldn't involve Kamara. Cutting him before June 1st only frees up $360,000 with $18.2 million in dead money. So he's an excellent candidate for a post-June 1st designation. When the cap savings rockets up to $8.5 million, but either way, 2026 should be the first season in nearly a decade without the Pro Bowl back in the Bayou. Now, the Saints, in my opinion, probably need like a running back overhaul. Like, they could rework Kamara's contract. Like, okay, if they rework the contract, I won't be mad at keeping them. But, I mean, like, there's lots of options. You know, you can draft Jeremiah Love, sign Travis Etienne, cut Kendre Miller, etc. So, yeah, that's all we got for that segment. Next. No more hospital balls. I have a question. Is Tyler Shough protecting receivers better than other QBs? And what I mean by that, like with Derek Carr and even some of Spencer Rattler, Chris Olave always got them concussions. And we've seen a lot of times where quarterbacks throw the receiver into harm's way with bad passes. So do you think Tyler Shough does, like, because Olave didn't have any injuries last year? Unless you count his like heart disease in week 18, but that's not like Tyler Shough can prevent that. So do you think Tyler Shough protects receivers better than other QBs?
I think he does. I've seen, a lot of situations last year where, it could have been a hospital ball, but he put it low and outside where, where it needs to be sometimes. But, even if he does down there, I mean, that's just natural. I mean, you literally have 3 seconds to do something with the ball. So, I mean, and it's going to come with time. He's going to get smarter as, time goes on, better coaching, better development. He'll be fine. We don't have to worry about no hospital balls.
Yeah. What's good, Jerry? How you doing? Look, I think Tyler Shough absolutely protects his receivers from harm's way. Because I don't know if you remember, but I remember this game against Carolina, ironically, the same game the same team that destroyed Chris Olave, almost destroyed his career. But I remember last season against the Panthers, on the touchdown pass that Shough threw to Olave, I was thinking, how much quarterbacks would have threw the ball behind him and got Chris Olave smacked upside his head? Probably a lot. But he threw it to where only Olave could get it. And I've seen him do it countless times. He did it with Kevin Austin against Tennessee last year on the touchdown that he threw. I was thinking when he threw that ball, Kevin Austin, if that ball went a different direction, Kevin Austin could have been in the medical tent. But Shough threw it to where only Austin could get it. So, yes, what I've seen from Tyler Shough, and I think his biggest trait, is he knows how to protect. Not only does he know how to protect the ball, but he knows how to protect the receivers as well. Yep. Kai said the 1K king in the building. What's good? Yeah, man, I saw that too. Jerry got over 1,000 subscribers. Not a lot of people can say that, man. So shout out to you, Jerry, and all the hard work that you be doing. Now, that if Alontae Taylor was to lead the Saints, do you have any potential replacements in mind? A free agent corner, draft corner, a trade? Like, do you have any potential replacements? It could be somebody on the team already. Do you have any people in mind that could replace Alontae Taylor's production?
I think I would definitely look into free agency. I'm not a big fan of drafting cornerbacks. It just doesn't work out for the Saints. I mean, when was the last time we drafted a nice cornerback? I mean, Lattimore, Alontae Taylor, but there's been so many misses we've had in the DB room, by Mickey Loomis trying to draft these guys. So no, I'll be looking for an experienced replacement. I mean, I don't know who all is available yet. Gonna do some digging on that, but definitely free agency, my boy.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I think, and I've said this before, Alontae Taylor leaving, this is why I want to bring Taylor back, is because you letting him walk would just create another unnecessary need. Because, look, I respect Kool-Aid, I respect Quincy Riley, I respect all of those guys in the cornerback room. But when I look at those guys, I don't see a number one corner. I see some pretty good number two, number three guys. I don't see a number one. Like when Marshawn Lattimore was here, he was a number one. Like you see guys all around the league. Christian Gonzalez of the Patriots, he's a number one. Sauce Gardner of the Colts, he's a number one. Patrick Tan of the Broncos, he's a number one. I don't see anybody on the Saints where I'm like, that's a number one. Or if you take him off the Saints and put him on another team, that's a number one. Like the closest guys along to Taylor, but I don't even think Taylor's the number one. So I think bringing in a corner that is a number one, or at least has the number one potential, would go a long way to replacing Taylor if he does leave, which I don't want him to leave. But you know what? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Now, Tyreek Hill was cut a week ago by the Miami Dolphins, and I kind of spoiled it, but do you think the Saints should sign, or do you think they should stay away?
I would stay away from Tyreek Hill. I mean, he just had a big time injury, and even before the injury, he was just causing trouble in the locker rooms and out in public. So no, I'd stay away from too many character concerns, and then he has the injury history. So no, I'm staying away from him. Looking somewhere else for a receipt.
Yeah, look, Tyreek Hill at his peak was like the best receiver in football, or at least top three. Now, his biggest strength was obviously speed, but he's coming off of a torn ACL, so I don't think Tyreek's going to be as fast as he once was. And even if he is, the character concerns, like you mentioned, are just mind-boggling. Like, this is the same guy that pushed somebody off of a boat. So, I mean, Tyreek Hill, I respect him as a player. I even liked watching him in Kansas City and Miami. But I think the Saints would be better off. And plus, Tyreek, he's going to be expensive. So you can get a receiver that is cheaper, but also has the same production as Tyreek Hill, if not better production. Like, we got Chris Olave. We can put somebody alongside Olave. And I'm sorry, but signing Tyreek Hill, that's going to take some, a lot of people might be like, well, then signing Tyreek Hill, that means Olave is going to eat. No, it does not. Signing Tyreek Hill means you're going to get character concerns, and if Tyreek Hill does not get the ball, due for to throw a hissy fit like he's a kindergartner. I'm sorry, but no. I respect Tyreek Hill wherever he goes. I wish him the best. I mean, I'm not a super fan of Tyreek, he played for the Saints or anything, but I mean, hey, go make your money. Yep, that's right. Yep, Jerry, we mentioned that you got over 1,000 subscribers, man. Congratulations, dude. Now, speaking of receivers, there's a USC receiver coming out named Makai Lemon, who is actually linked to the Saints. Would that be, if Mickey Loomis was to call Makai Lemon's phone draft night, is that the right or is that the wrong pick?
I'm a fan of Lemon. I think he can do some things. And if he's there on the board, he's probably one of maybe 3 or 4 guys you can take, and I won't be mad with. So yeah, I don't hate this pick if that was the pick.
Yeah, this would be a right pick, mainly because that I don't know if you remember, but we were watching. I forgot who they were playing, but we were watching the USC game, and USC ended up losing. But at the time, the quarterback threw a pass, like a fade to the end zone, and Mekhi Lemon mossed the heck out of this dude for what I thought at the time was going to be the game-winning touchdown. But then their defense gives up a game-winning field goal, and at that moment, I'm like, oh yeah, this kid's going to be special. So if the Saints draft Mekhi Lemon, I would love that pick, mainly because he's a big body. Oh, okay, so you can probably find a taller receiver, but this guy can go up and make a catch. Like, this guy's not afraid to put his body on the line for the game. So yeah, I think if you draft Lemon, he's probably a top 2 pick in that scenario. Next thing, let's flip over to basketball for a second. There was no change at the trade deadline that happened a couple weeks ago. Are you surprised that even though Zion Williamson has had a lot of stretch of healthy games, are you still surprised the Pelicans did not trade him?
No, I'm not surprised. I mean, I think Joe Dumars and this organization wants Zion Williamson to get his act together. They're giving him every opportunity to get his act together. And here's just one more chance to get his act together. And, I don't know. Do you think he's doing it? I mean, he's had some healthy stretches this year, and he's played okay. I mean, he hasn't, lit the world on fire. He definitely hasn't led this team to a lot of victories this year. But Joe Dumars is giving him another opportunity to turn it around a little bit, get a little healthy stretch, then get a whole season of playing, 70-plus games. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, look, I'm not surprised as well because I think a lot of GMs already know that, like, if they trade for Zion, they're gonna okay, yes, he has played a lot of healthy games this season, but this is what Zion always does. He always misses a couple weeks, and then he plays a lot, and then you're thinking, okay, this guy can play a lot of games, and then the next season he comes and he misses a lot of games. Like, I remember a couple years ago, Zion, there was a couple seasons ago when the Pelicans made the playoffs, Zion missed 0 back-to-back games. And we're all like, okay, bet. And then the next season he suffers a season-ending injury. So it's like, you never know what to get with Zion. You never know what you're getting. So, yeah, that's why I'm not surprised. Next thing. Is there, okay, so what do the Saints need to do before the draft? Now, what do I say that? It's mainly free agency talk. What should the Saints do before the draft so that way that they're going into the draft not drafting somebody because they already filled it up? Like, what position would you do in the free agency so you don't have to draft it? Like, if you don't draft the position, it's a bust, like that. So,
well, I mean, you just said it right there. I mean, as soon as free agency hits, I mean, you have to start filling the holes on this team. So you can go into the draft, drafting just the best player available at, where we at, 8?
8.
Pick number 8. Yeah, so, we don't have to reach for a quarterback. We think we have a good franchise quarterback going forward. So fill up some of those holes on defense, maybe get you a linebacker or a safety, in free agency, and maybe get you some depth on the offensive line. So when the draft comes, I mean, you can just get one of those, the best player available. If it's the wide receiver we talked about, is it Jeremiah Love or another running back or tight end? Maybe not that high for a tight end. But definitely fill up the holes so we can draft the best player available.
Yeah, I think the Saints, they have to go sign a guy like David Edwards because then you're going into the draft not needing to draft an offensive guard at all because this is not a strong guard class. But to be fair, the guard class is usually very weak in the draft, to be honest. I mean, Cesar Ruiz, we drafted him at center. Like, he was a center coming out of college, and we moved him to guard because ain't no way he's starting over Eric McCoy. So, yeah. So, I mean, the guards, are relatively always they're usually weak. Sometimes you might have a couple guard prospects that are so good that they get into the first round. But when's the last time that you drafted a guard top 10? It just doesn't really happen. So signing a guy like David Edwards, I think, would be massive. All right, next then. Top free agent contract projections were revealed by NFL insiders. So these were the top free agents on the Saints, according to The Athletic. Number 18, they had cornerback Alontae Taylor. Number 58, ironically, they had number 58B, the number 58 of the Saints, linebacker Demario Davis. Number 67, they had defensive end Cameron Jordan. And number 75, they have center Luke Fortner. Now, Alontae Taylor's projected contract is 4 years, $77 million. The Athletic said this on Alontae Taylor. Taylor is a tall, long, fast corner with inside-outside flexibility and a press man skill set. He is a physical, tenacious run defender, which allowed him to fill the star/nickel role in coordinator Brandon Staley's Saints defense. Taylor has loose hips. He is a fluid athlete with the speed to mirror routes down the field. He has elite acceleration to close gaps, initial separation at the top of routes. Taylor has 52 passes defended since he joined the league in 2022, fourth most over that span. 2025, he played in 17 games where he recorded 83 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 11 PBUs, and 2 interceptions. Now, Demario Davis' projected contract is 1 year, $9 million. The Athletic said this about Demario Davis. Entering his age 37 season, Davis remains one of the better off-ball linebackers in the league. He is a fluid mover in coverage, and he is smart as a zone dropper. Davis is an elite run defender. He ranks second among off-ball linebackers last season in run tackles for a loss and no gain. 2025, he played in 17 games where he got 143 tackles, most in his career, 6 tackles for loss, 3 PBUs, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. Now, 2024, his coverage stats in all 17 games. When quarterbacks threw his way, they were 45 for 48, 364 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 pass PBUs, 0 picks, and a 112.2 quarterback rating. Cameron Jordan. His projected contract is 1 year, $8 million. Now, Dad, I have a question. What is better value? Demario Davis, 1 year, $9 million, or Cam Jordan, 1 year, $8 million?
I think I would have to say Demario Davis.
All right, I'm gonna say Cam Jordan. I think you get a 10.5 sack guy for $8 million. That's I know he's getting up there in age, but so is Demario, so I think that's a steal personally. The Athletic said this on Cameron Jordan. Jordan is still a disruptive and productive run defender on the edge. Last season, he posted his best pressure rate at 11.2% since 2020 and highest sack total, 10.5, since 2021. He clearly still has gas in the tank, but he turns 37 in July, and retirement could be on the table. Now, 2025, Cameron Jordan played 17 games where he had 47 tackles, 15 tackles for loss, 10.5 sacks, 15 QB hits, and 2 forced fumbles. Now, Luke Fortner, his projected contract is 3 years, $18 million. The Athletic said this about Luke Fortner. The Saints traded for Fortner in August. He got a chance to start after Eric McCoy went down with a season-ending injury and performed well. He is a natural pass protector with sound eyes and instincts. He leverages his length well and can anchor down when he needs to. He also pulls the chair on occasion to take advantage of aggressive rushers. Fortner is not a physically imposing run blocker, but he gets the job done, primarily with athleticism. He can move laterally, climb to the second level, pull and play in space. 2025 PFF grades, he played 678 snaps. He had a 69.3 overall, 71.6 pass block, 70.7 run block, 3 sacks allowed, and 3 penalties. Now, Dad, is there anything you'd like to say before we sign off?
Nope. I'm good. Who that?
All right. Yeah. Well, another thing, DeJounte Murray returns tonight, so yay. Okay. But yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Shout out to the No Chop Podcast, Fritz Alcindor and Jerry G for hopping into the chat. Dad, where can they find you?
Can find me at Mic'd Up YouTube page and on Hurricane Mike Show every week.
Yeah, you can always find me here at Hurricane Mike, Kyle Phelps, and Keeping It Real Who Dat Sports Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, turn the bell on so you don't miss another upload. And Dad, we're gonna leave them as always with the Who Dat. And don't be a what?
Don't be a Falcons fan. Jerry got 1,000 subscribers. I don't think the Falcons got 1,000 people that like him.
Facts.
100.